The American Civil War was a particularly bloody period in the tumultuous history of the US. It split the country down the middle and framed the abolitionist movement of the time. On one side, the Confederacy, the South, and on the other, the Union, which was the North. Like all great battles in history, it has a particular resonance for the American people who see the Civil War as a titanic battle for freedom and liberty. Many people remember the fallen men and women in different ways, but in Mariposa, California, they have an event that immerses you right back in the conflict. Now, to take you back in time, tensions were escalating as a result of the anti-slavery movement in the 1850s, particularly in the Deep South, where slavery was a huge industry for the owners of cotton plantations. President Abe Lincoln was a central player in the story, and he was fiercely opposed to slavery, heading the abolitionist movement. Many efforts were made to hammer out a peace settlement and avoid war with the South, but nothing materialized. War was inevitable. This war was a watershed moment in many ways, as it signaled the movement to mechanized warfare. And for the first time, mass production was becoming more prevalent, and new killing machines were used with greater accuracy on the battlefields. This new technology made amazingly high casualties. The conflict remains the most deadly in the US's history, with over 750,000 soldiers estimated to have died in a 4-year period. Now there's an event in Mariposa, California on April 13th that reenacts some of the most telling events in the fighting. You'll get a real sense of what the American Civil War was really like as historians and enthusiasts take you on a guided tour through a bygone era, and you'll see a lot of live demonstrations and storytelling which will communicate the full spectrum of the war. The event's name is Las Mariposas Civil War Days Education Day, and there are so many exciting things to see and do. All the while, you can feed your mind with interesting factual information and interactive tours like infantry demonstrations, live artillery, and cavalry demonstrations. You can also carry out a Q&A with notable figures like President Lincoln, President Davis, General Grant, General Lee, and Colonel Fremantle. Then you can try your hand at being a blacksmith for an hour, or if that doesn't tickle your fancy, there's always the Pony Express. For event information, head to thecivilwardays.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.